Welcome, travelers, to High Fantasy. I'm Brett. I clapped and I shouldn't have clapped. You got me clapping.
I need my herb pouch. Daddy's been paying for my salt.
This is part of the poop patrol, ma'am.
And I'm Emily. But I'm like, don't make the robots.
Don't make the robots
crunch. I would speak with dinosaur in a second. I have beef with DC. It's a thing. It's a whole thing.
Join us on our epic world-spanning adventures. Armed with only a bit of long-bottom leaf, we will delve into some of the most amazing worlds of imagination that have ever existed. Before we get into that, don't forget to check out our Patreon if you want to support the channel. And without further ado, let's get into it.
You can clap.
You can.
Yay!
Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of High Fantasy. I'm Brett.
And I'm Emily.
And today, we have some allegations to discuss.
That's literally how we're starting it. I love it.
Alright, so.
It's so funny.
Today we're going to be starting on our mini series, because it's only going to be 3 episodes instead of 4, like we were doing, of the Elder Scrolls series. Before we get into that, though, I would love to thank our fantastic sponsors for our Patreon.
Yes, our Patreon followers.
There we go. We'd love to thank our $20 Patreon members, Minnie, Enslaved by Fairies, Stephanie Knapp, and Clancy Bloom. Thank you so much for supporting us over on Patreon. It really means the world to us and lets us keep doing the things that we love doing. So, without further ado, we are going to be getting into Elder Scrolls, the mini-series. Bum bum ba-dum. Now, there are a lot of games in the Elder Scrolls. There's a lot of lore. There are books and books of lore. A lot of stuff. Now, you're going to find something really funny. They took a fantasy theme. People who made this took a fantasy theme. But they wanted to be original.
Okay.
So, they're not called High Elves. Unless you're talking about the first 2 Elder Scrolls games where they were exclusively called High Elves.
Okay.
They're called the Altmer. Which is interchangeable for High Elves, by the way.
Okay.
Now, the Altmer are interesting.
Okay.
But we'll get into that in a little bit. They had a crazy hand to play, but we're going to just start the episode, and then we'll address stuff later as it comes up, okay?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, the Altmer, also known as High Elves, typical elven supremacy with just gobs and gobs of racism thrown in, for all those who they see as lesser races, i.e. anyone who is not an elf, and to a lesser point, High Elf.
Okay.
Because there are other elves.
Uh-huh.
There's other elves other than just the High Elves. There's Snow Elves. There's the Dwemer, are technically considered an elven race. There's the Bosmer, who are Wood Elves, all that fun stuff. All Altmer have kind of a deep disdain for anyone who is not of their elder race.
Okay.
They view themselves as superior, better with everything. Artwork, like quality of living, everything. Now, they ruled the Isles of Somerset. Typical elven high wizards and sword masters kind of stuff, until the humans of the Empire decided they don't like being called racial slurs, and stuck it to the elves, but good.
That's actually what you have written
down.
Yeah,
that's actually what I have written down.
They stuck it to the man!
They stuck it to the elves, but good.
Oh, that's so funny.
Now, no, the humans are not the good guys here, but it is funny.
It is funny. Nobody's a good guy, but they did beat up racist assholes, so.
They did. They did. Like, now here's where things get interesting. The biggest part of their military is the Altmerry Dominion. So the thing about the Altmerry Dominion is it's had like 5 different renditions of it.
Okay.
With different people ruling it and running it in different ways. So you can't always say that the Altmerry Dominion was a bunch of extremely specious jerks, because that's not true. It wasn't always that, but it is right now. In the current time we're in.
And obviously this is a video game with, like, commands put into it. Like, there's not gonna be the nuances of, well, this one is racist, but that guy's kind of chill.
Yeah.
Unless it's a specific NPC that's, like, written to be something specific.
Exactly. Now, so the biggest part of their military is the Dominion. Basically, the humans get their butts kicked enough by other forces, that it starts to get kind of crazy here. But we'll talk about the Dominion in a minute.
Yes, sir.
So they ruled the Isle of Somerset, did some crazy stuff, got their butts kicked by the humans. Now, the humans got their butts kicked enough by other things that they were doing.
Okay.
That the elves started a kind of civil war against them to take back their elven supremacy base, and are able to really start sticking it to the humans.
Okay, so the humans are starting to put their fingers in too many pots.
Yeah.
People are like, nah, you're too busy now.
Yeah, exactly.
You're too distracted.
So, here's kind of the craziest thing that I saw. It's almost like, with the amount of specific speciesism that the elves have such disdain for everyone who's not them.
So they just like murder people that aren't them.
Exactly. So if not murder and slave, they love doing that to humans. Because why do my own back-breaking labor when I can make you do it? So, and again, when the humans took over, that was abolished. Good point. But basically, other hate groups, these guys are akin to, like, a lot of hate groups that we might find today, rolled into one super hate group.
They were like, we want these guys to be bad. How do we make them bad? There we go.
They absolutely say that elves are the master race.
Ooh.
I'm not even, like, that's not even me paraphrasing. They say that. They believe that. And if you are anything other than an elf, you're lesser. And if you're anything other than a high elf, you're okay, but you're not that great. So, they have some respect for their other elven kin, but not a lot. So this goes on for a while, until the leader of the empire at the time, Titus Mede II, decides they can't be doing this, and signs a peace treaty called the White Gold Concordat.
He's like, guys, we gotta stop. We gotta slow our roll.
Basically an alliance with the elves to buy time for the empire to grow strong enough to kick their ass again.
So the king's like, please stop hurting us.
Yep, ceasefire. White
flag.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shake your hand and pretend like everything's fine, even though it's not fine.
So here's the thing about the empire that you gotta keep in mind. The Empire of Tamriel was supposedly kind of like the Roman Empire. To a point, they were going over, taking over places, etc., etc. But it was also kind of a nicer version.
Okay.
So they wanted civilization. They wanted to bring peace to places. They want, except it's all the ideas of human civilization in a fantasy world expanding.
Without all the slaves?
Without all the slaves, because they don't like that.
Yeah, okay, cool. We love that.
So it's the idea of Roman Empire. So again, a lot of their soldiers look very imperial. Like, they have the hats and the it looks very gladiator. So, in the Imperium, they have taken over, much like Rome did, a crap ton of other places. And they have ingratiated them into the Empire. Even going so far as to say that one of their leaders, I believe his name was Tyriel Septim, or the whole line of the Septims, they were chosen by, like, the Elder God to be the rightful rulers of Tamriel. So they were just kind of King Arthur types, right?
Yeah.
But instead of it being like King Arthur chosen by God, it's like King Arthur chosen by a giant dragon. Who's just like, y'all chill. I like you guys.
What's up, guys?
You're pretty cool. Here's some divine right to rule kind of stuff. And supposedly that whole line had the blood of the dragon.
Okay.
So they had to be protected at all costs because this god basically did battle with these old creatures called Daedric princes or lords, who are kind of like, you know how we in D&D there's like the 9 circles of hell, and you have like a different prince on each one. Same thing for the Daedric.
Okay.
But it's just different realms.
Yeah, I feel like you see that a lot in fantasy, where it all pulls from very similar places. It's not very often that a fantasy world has something truly original. You know, it's like, okay, there's hell, but there's the 9 layers of hell, you know, like...
Exactly.
Not a lot of the time is there a truly original, like, this is completely new, and there's 16 layers of hell, and this is why, and it's not called hell, it's called this thing, you know?
Mm-hmm. Now, just as, like, a step, I'm gonna say I'm going through a lot of lore.
Yeah.
And I am cutting out a lot to make this digestible.
Oh, 1000%, 1000%. Like, every fantasy world is unique in its own way, and it has their own specific things. But I feel like it's just, like, any story draws off of things that you know about already, and what is already known about is a lot easier to work off of.
Exactly.
So 9 layers of hell and 7 deadly sins, and, you know, easier to work off of.
Yeah. So it's also like, it's easier if I just say high elves, because not everybody's going to keep connecting Altmer to high elves.
Yeah.
So they exist. But there was also like this whole section where they were called the races of men and mer. Now, mer is every elf.
Okay.
Man is every different kind of human.
Okay.
And there's a lot.
Oh. Okay.
Because just like we have in real life,
yeah, different like races,
races, cultures, backgrounds, etc., that a lot of them have been ingratiated into the empire and allowed to continue living justly and having a good time, but you're part of the empire now.
So basically, if you're part of the empire, you're considered a human, even though you might be like a dwarf. Would that be how it works, or is that kind of separate?
That's separate.
Okay.
Yeah, because like the races of men and mer, there's things called Redguard. There's Imperials. There's Nords. All of these are human. But they're vastly different.
Oh, 1000%. I guess I was just... Because aren't there dwarves and stuff in Skyrim? Okay, get into the nuances. Get that away from me really quickly. Thank you.
So, there are dwarves, but they're called the Dwemer. And they're not really dwarves, they're elves. So they're technically under mer.
So basically in this world, everything is just either human or mer.
Or beast folk. Which technically predates everyone.
We're getting into caveats now.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
We're getting into caveats.
Yeah. So, basically the Empire has to sign this treaty called the White Gold Concordat.
Okay.
This is a peace treaty between the Empire and the Altmeri Dominion to broker a peace. But at this point, both of them still hate each other. And they're like, I don't like working with you, but I have to work with you, and I have to let you do this stuff. Now, the problem with this is, because the humans were the ones getting stuck to this time, they had to offer reparations.
Okay.
So all of this is in the White Gold Concordat, but the White Gold Concordat could be its own episode. So we're not going to go into all the stuff about the White Gold Concordat. Go ahead.
I do have one question about it.
Yes, please ask.
So is it white and gold? Or was it blue and black? Do you know?
Oh my gosh, the dress.
Sorry. I just saw somebody talk about that earlier, and so you said white and gold. I was like, or was it blue and black?
I mean, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I can tell that you find it so funny by how hard you're laughing. Sorry, I fully...
No, don't be sorry at all.
That's all I have to say about
Don't be sorry at all. Because, yeah, again, this Concordat is an alliance, it's a peace treaty, and it's also reparations. So it's you have to do all this stuff, and then we'll do a ceasefire, and you can go about your thing. Now, we get into one of the biggest caveats of this. The Red Guard of Hammerfell did not like this, as part of the alliance gave the High Elves a big part of Hammerfell, which is their domain, essentially. So, the Red Guard are a bunch of, like, desert-dwelling people for the most part.
Yeah.
And they wear, like, think Arabian themes. So they all have scimitars, wear turbans, whole thing. And, like, desert clothing. But they're also extremely good fighters. And so the Red Guard are part of the Empire because they got taken over by the Empire. And the Empire is basically like, okay, well, we have to give them a bunch of your lands as, like, reparations for us kicking it to them last time. And they're like, screw that noise. So for 5 years after this happened, the Red Guard still stuck it to the Thalmor, or the Altmer Dominion. They did not like them very much. And against the Empire's direction, they did that anyway. To the point they were basically seceding from the Empire at that point, being like, if you're not going to protect us and hold up your end of the bargain, we're not a part of the Empire anymore.
They're like, we'll do it if you don't for us.
Yeah, big discussions there, big, like, die for your homeland kind of stuff, all this fun thing going on, right? Now, another part of the White Gold Concordat is that the Empire outlaw worship of Talos, one of the many steps that they have taken to increase hostilities between the Empire and Skyrim.
So what is Talos?
Talos is the Norse god that they worship. He was a human man who became, like, a folk hero. Think of him kind of like Thor.
Okay, so he's literally like, it's like a religion thing where it's like,
is.
You can't do this anymore, guys.
Yeah, exactly. So almost every Nord in Skyrim worship Talos. Well, Skyrim is part of the Empire. And the Empire is now telling them that they can't worship their god. That's not going well.
The Empire is burning some bridges.
One could almost say that this is a strategic downfall played by the High Elves. Oh my gosh, you're right, it is! Because it gets even more in-depth.
It gets crazy.
Now, the main goal is to make the war in Skyrim last as long as it can, so that once the Empire has been worn down, the High Elves can swoop in and take the Empire and Skyrim by force. So the truth is that they don't want either side to win, just to weaken each other, and then, you know, they're kind of like hiding behind the White Gold Concordat the entire time to make it so no one can affect them or hurt them.
Yeah, they're both trying to play each other and in the process playing themselves.
So, well, the Thalmor, or not the Thalmor, the Altmer Dominion are doing a great job of this.
So the Altmers are doing great, but the humans are like, we're trouble.
Yeah, the humans are getting wrecked here.
Oh god, okay, no.
Because the Nords of Skyrim that are supposed to be their allies are now in a civil war with them. With the Stormcloaks versus the Empire. Stormcloaks are literally a whole group of people founded on the idea of, we will worship Talos and to hell with you if we can't.
The Empire was basically like, all right, we're gonna be really cheeky. We're gonna sign this Concord. We're gonna make peace with them, but in secret, we're gonna get super strong and powerful, and they're not gonna see it coming. And then they told nobody else about it.
Yep.
They said, yeah, guys, sorry, you're gonna have to do these things that you really don't want to do because we're not gonna tell you about our actual plan that we have.
Yep.
We're just gonna say, suck it.
Yeah. That's exactly.
And that's on communication, folks. Doing it is good.
There's also an Altmer Dominion base in Skyrim that they send justicers out of to enforce the ban on the Norse god Talos, thus fueling the fires of the Nords versus the Empire. So they have things called justiciars, who are like elven soldiers in full armor, who are crazy, also good at casting because they're just stupid good elves.
Elves are OP.
Elves OP. And they send them out to actively work as basically police. To continue the ban on Talos. And whenever someone's like, hey, you know, you're not allowed to do that, it's like, take it up with the Empire then. And then the Nords are like, cool, we hate the Empire.
Because they're like,
and the elves are like,
the elves are like, I'm just a little soldier.
I'm just doing what I'm told.
I was told this. It's not my fault. I feel like a lot of people can like relate to somebody who's like, okay, you're being told that this is the way it is. Like, you don't have control over that. A lot of people can empathize and be like, okay, this isn't your fault. But there are a lot of people who are like, but where's your manager? You know.
So here's what the Altmer are doing. On the side of the rebellion, they're fueling those fires. To the point that there's even stuff in Skyrim, in the code, where they say that Ulfric Stormcloak, the guy who's leading the rebellion, is one of their assets.
Okay.
They're saying that he is
He's so non-Empire that he's cool with the elves.
He's so non-Empire. He's not cool with the elves, but he's a useful tool for them to use.
Oh, okay.
So he doesn't even realize that he's being used.
Yeah.
As a tool to fight them.
That sucks for these guys because they're just like, I just want to chill still.
And then on the other end of the Empire, you have the Thalmor being like, hey, remember this Concordat, this alliance that you wrote that people can't worship Talos? They're still worshiping him. They're still over in Skyrim doing that. You need to get on that.
Oh, the elves suck.
And so they're playing both sides, hoping that eventually this will be good for them. But they don't want the rebellion to win, because if the rebellion wins, then it's a free Skyrim, and then that could be a problem. That's a loose cannon they don't want to have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
But if they can weaken each other enough for the elves to come in from the side and take both, why not?
Elves are over here just like, just infight some more.
Yeah.
just a little more.
Yep. So basically, the Altmeri Dominion is the High Elves. The High Elves are the ones who are actively in Skyrim, playing both of the Imperials and the Stormcloaks against each other to cause this civil war, to breed discourse in the Empire to take over for themselves. Because that's their goal. They want to take over everything.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be the new Empire. They want to take everything from everyone.
Okay.
And set themselves up as the supreme rulers of the world.
You hate to see the bad guy doing good. That's my biggest problem here, is it sounds like the elves are crushing it.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're crushing it, and I hate it.
They're doing a very good job, which is why... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I also don't like the Empire, but I like the small villages who are like, fuck you guys!
Heck with you guys!
Heck with you guys! Sorry.
No, it's a good idea because, like, as the Dragonborn, there's a lot more going on than just that. Because there's also this big dragon called Alduin who's trying to come back and destroy the world. From literally the dead. So that's rough and bad for everyone.
In Skyrim, the Dragonborn isn't like a Dragonborn you would think about it in D&D, where you're like a lizard person, right? It's like you are just a descendant of actual dragons. It's more of a sorcerer thing than it is a...
Just like Tiber Septim, where he had the blood of dragons flowing through his bloodline. Same thing with you.
Who is that? The Tiber?
Basically King Arthur.
Okay, yes, that's right.
Good.
Names are easy to remember.
It's hard, yeah. Fantasy names are hard, and when I start throwing out 30 at a time, it starts to get complicated.
I was like, who the hell is that? Oh, wait, yeah, you did tell me about that guy.
Yes. So, very not wrong on how the High Elves are just kind of wrecking over Skyrim, because they're putting pressure on the Empire. They're the ones who are actively trying to cause discourse everywhere. But it's very hard to find that out unless you find out what's going on, and that takes side quests and a bunch of other BS, and you have to get into the Thalmor Embassy, which is in Skyrim. And that's not easy to do.
So this information, like, if you hadn't done research on Skyrim, would you still know this full story just by playing the game?
From what I played, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I knew about the Thalmor, and I knew that they were actively trying to sow discourse. I didn't realize how bad it was.
Okay.
But I definitely knew that they were trying to topple the Empire.
Because obviously, like, all of this information can be found in the game, but like we've stated before in the other episode, it is a huge game.
Huge.
Like, it's literally an entire world inside of a game. And that's where it gets crazy, where it's like, how much do you know everything about an entire world? You know? How much of the story do you know that's going on literally everywhere?
Exactly. Like, in an open world, I platinumed the game. Which means I got every achievement there was to get. So any quest line that was large enough to be considered story-based or a big point, like, there's the Companions. They're the Fighters Guild. Also werewolves. We
talked about them, right?
Yeah, we did. And I fully completed the companion quest line, which gave me the achievement for doing that.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Mages College of Winterhold, the Thieves Guild, the Assassins Guild.
How many quests are there, roughly? Like, how many achievements?
Oh, I think there was, like, in the Xbox 360 version, once you got all of the expansions and stuff, like 95 achievements.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. Plus, at the end, you got an achievement kind of like in the PlayStation, where it's like, you got every other achievement, here's how you get this one.
Oh.
So it's like, you fully 100% of the game kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which you can never fully 100% the game, because there's just so many quests and so
Yeah.
much stuff going on. But I completed all the story.
Uh-huh.
So I got everything that there was to get in the main, the meat of the story, I guess you could say.
You didn't, seduce every single tavern keeper that you came across.
No.
But is that an option? Can you seduce people in Skyrim?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you can get married.
You
can have kids.
I'm just now discovering the beauty of romanceable characters, because I don't play video games a whole bunch, but we're playing Sunhaven right now, and you can romance people, and I'm like, that's all I would ever do in a game like that. I couldn't. You want me to go on a quest line? You want me to fight a dragon? I'm trying to bone.
Yeah. So the Elder Scrolls series takes place in multiple not worlds, continents. Like,
yeah.
It would be like, I made a video game and it takes place in America. Then I made a video game and it takes place in China. Like, same world, vastly different concepts.
For sure. I don't know why my brain just went like Canada after America. I don't know.
Different currency, different, like, imagine how that would look from a gameplay perspective. No. Everything would be very different, but still kind of the same.
Are they, like, connected continents, like, by borders, or is it, like,
sometimes
fully different across the sea?
Again, sometimes. Okay. So Morrowind is more of that, like, distant in the island kind of stuff, where it does have other borders and stuff, but Morrowind was the first one I played.
Okay.
Vastly different to Skyrim, but also, again, somewhat similar.
Do you have a favorite?
I really loved Oblivion. Okay. It was super cool, and it got a remake recently, like a redo. Yeah. Where they redid the graphics, redid the gameplay. Everything's supposed to be, like, really cool. I didn't get it, but I heard really good things about it. But it was remastered. Yeah. And it was supposedly, like, the Oblivion Crisis was really cool because the idea of it was great. The whole concept behind it was genius. Yeah. Ooh, shit. Cut that out. The concept behind it was genius because it was literally called Oblivion because of the Oblivion Crisis. Now, the Oblivion Crisis is nuts.
Oh, God.
Because it's the idea of what would a fantasy world do if portals to hell started opening up randomly in people's borders.
Sounds like Diablo.
Kinda. Yeah. It was awesome. Because, again, like, kings and stuff are having to rally armies. You're having, like, bigger and bigger gates. Demons and stuff clawing their way out of the pits of Oblivion to try and, like, drag you down there.
That's crazy. So good. That's very fun. I love a good demon trope. Like, you have to fight off a demon apocalypse. It's solid. It's a solid trope.
Yeah. So instead of, like, zombies and stuff, it's demons. A demon apocalypse. The demons are coming up. They want to eat you.
I do have to say, I objectively think demons are more interesting than zombies. Yeah. It's always zombies nowadays. Give me more demon. Give me more demon apocalypses.
So Oblivion, I think, was the one that was probably widely loved because it was one of those games where the concept was so well done. They even had, I think it was Sir Ian McKellen. He was the guy who voiced Uriel Septim. So, like, there's Tiber Septim, Uriel Septim, the Septim line, which was, like, rulers of Tamriel at one point. Again, King Arthur, but dragons.
Yeah. And what a great voice actor to get if that's who they got.
So good.
So good. Like, how do you beat that? Like, you can't, right?
Incredible.
You don't beat that.
You don't beat old British guy for, like, being able to really put in the work for voice acting. Because he narrates a lot of it too. Like, he talks about, and it's crazy because, spoiler alert, his character dies really early in the game.
I mean, it makes sense. It's Sir Ian McKellen.
Yeah, the way that it goes is, you're a prisoner in the dungeon in the capital city of the Empire. and for some reason there's a ruckus going on.
Uh-huh.
And the king is led down to your cell.
Okay.
With his bodyguards.
Uh-huh.
And they open up the cell and they're like, hey, you get on that wall. And you're like, oh, okay. And they've got swords and you're defenseless, so you're like, all right, sure, whatever.
Okay.
And they go over and they pull one of the manacles that's on the wall, and a secret door opens up. It's the king's escape route in case the city is under siege. And it just happened to be your prison cell that it was in. And so they're getting ready to kill you. They're like, better not leave any witnesses. And the king's like, wait a second. This person was here for a reason. Let them come with us. Let them join us. I'm not long for this world anyway. Because he has the ability of foresight. He can see the future.
I'm not long for this world.
And so he can see his death. It's crazy.
That's insane, and I love it. I love that so much. I love a nice, soothing old British man narrating something.
Right. So I played Morrowind, I played Oblivion, and I got about 75% of the achievements on Oblivion.
Okay.
I liked it. I played through the full story, but I didn't get all the quests done. I didn't do every little side thing. I no-lifed Skyrim for too long. Hundreds of, I think, like, last time I checked, it was like 365 hours in Skyrim, and that was just the one that I had on the Xbox, which was the one I platinumed.
And the crazy part was that you did that all in 2 weeks. Sorry.
2 weeks.
That's not how many hours are in. Sorry.
This is where the weed's kicking in.
Sorry.
Get ready, kids. Buckle up, butternuts. It's happening. It's happening.
Sorry.
All right.
I'm interrupting too much.
No, you're not interrupting too much. Like, I value your questions and stuff, like things you want to know about.
You value my stupid comments.
Yeah, I do.
Anyways.
So, with that in mind, I think it was definitely Oblivion. I loved Oblivion.
Nice.
Super fun game. That's probably one of the basic answers that people are going to give. But there were so many games. There was also a bunch that just weren't super popular that I never had even heard of, really. And I was like, wait, what's this? Like,
yeah.
Elder Scrolls Arena? What are you talking about? Like, and then it was literally just like a Doom-esque game.
Okay.
Like the original Doom. Where the graphics were terrible. It was done forever ago, and you were a gladiator in an arena.
Oh, that's fun.
That's it.
That's
the whole premise
fun.
of the game. So, like, you would make money, you would upgrade your equipment and stuff, go out to the next fight, and then you could, like, search the arena a little bit and find, like, some hidden items to give yourself bonuses and things, but it looks very interesting. Never played it. Now, there's also a crazy thing to say here. In Skyrim alone, but this is something that takes place in Morrowind, this takes place in Oblivion and Skyrim, there are hundreds, I'm not even kidding, hundreds of books. Each one of these books is generally anywhere from like 1 to 10 pages long, depending. Each one of these books has lore information. So if you want to sit down, you want to get the actual lore of the Elder Scrolls world, you sit there, you collect every book in the game, you bring them back to your house, where you've probably put them in a chest of holding that has way too much storage, and you individually select each book and read it.
You know there's somebody who did it.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you get the YouTube Skyrim lore episode 1 through 967, you know?
Oh, yeah. Now, one of these books I do find very funny because it's been such a fan focus. It's called The Lusty Argonian Maid.
I feel like you've told me about this before because I'm from Oregon, and whenever I'm saying from Oregon, you call me a lizard person.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, I'm an Oregonian, and I'm like, oh, are you? From Black Marsh, are you?
No! I'm an Argonian busty maiden.
Oh my goodness. But yes, so, and again, I will say this. Please leave in the comments if you have a correction. If you have something that I have said that is wrong, tell me what it is. Let me know what it is, because I love to learn.
Yeah, so you briefly said something before, but never explained it. We did get somebody who was correcting information before.
Yes.
And we can cut this out later if you want to, but like, and that's fine. Like, especially like this is for fun, and a lot of the information you get is from research, but a lot of the information you have is from just playing these games.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's been years since you've played these games.
Yeah.
So we're not going to get every single fact right.
Yeah.
Like, perfectly right.
It's very possible that something that I said was wrong. Now, going over his comment, there wasn't anything in there that I saw that I actually stated as incorrect. Lore, like going back over it, because it made me actively go back over it. I was like, I don't think I said anything incorrect there. But I went back over, I didn't see anything, but also there wasn't a whole lot elaborated on. It was just kind of said a bunch of the facts that I stated were wrong, a bunch of the names I stated were wrong, Altmer were not a thing. And I'm like, well, High Elves are 100% a thing, and they are called the Altmer. Like, it's that weird naming thing for fantasy where, again, you have a concept, you want it to be original, so you just take the exact concept and then you change the name on it with a different coat of paint, and there you go.
High Elves are copywritten, so we gotta do something else. You know?
Exactly. So in the arena, the one I was telling you about, they're High Elves.
Okay.
Fully stated that way every single time. The first 2 games of the Elder Scrolls series, they are listed as High Elves every time. And then after that, you start getting, they're Altmer.
So when were they introduced as Altmer?
They were introduced in, I want to say it might have even been Morrowind.
Okay.
That they were introduced as Altmer. Because and the way they got around that was, those people called them High Elves because they, but in the actual dialect, they're called the Altmer. And High Elf can be considered as kind of like a derogatory term or kind of like,
because we're worried about calling these people something offensive.
Yeah, exactly.
These assholes something offensive.
Yeah. But yeah, so if there is anything in particular that I got wrong here, please let me know. But to go into more of the game, I thought it would be really fun to talk about some of the things that, in my opinion, make the Elder Scrolls series unique.
Do it. Lay it on me.
Now, the first thing I feel like is pretty obvious. It's how you level.
Okay. How do you level?
Now, how would you expect leveling to go in a game like this?
I mean, I'm thinking skill tree. Right? Because I have very limited knowledge of video games, open world things. I never had them growing up. We had a Wii, and that was it. And now I get really motion sick super easily, so the games that we can play together are limited, but we have played some games together, and I've watched you play some games, and I used to watch a bunch of like Let's Plays on YouTube when I was in high school. And so I guess like the way that I expect it to be done is like, okay, there's a skill tree and you put your points into the skill tree and you can eventually end up unlocking pretty much everything, but you have to like put points into certain things to get them soon enough,
That's great. How do you think you get points?
XPs.
How do you get XPs?
And that's the thing is like the game that we're currently playing, you get XP for each different thing that you're doing. But then there's some games where it's like you just get 1 XP pool and then you have to choose what you're putting stuff into.
Yeah. Now that's right.
Oh?
That's correct.
Different XPs for doing different things?
Because here's the crazy thing, right? You have a total level. That level increases as you do other things.
Okay.
So every time you hit something with a one-handed sword, your one-handed skill goes up.
Oh, they're getting specific with it.
Every time you hit something with a two-handed weapon, it goes up. Every time you block an attack with a shield, it goes up. Every time you get hit while wearing heavy armor, it goes up.
So at low level, you choose what you want to do. And you stick with it, is what you're saying.
Well, here's the best part, right? This concept was not commonly done.
Okay.
It was pretty normal for it to be like, find monster, kill monster, get XP, level up, put your points into whatever you want to put them into.
Yeah.
But the main way you got XP was completing quests and killing monsters, right? That's been a fantasy staple since Final Fantasy 1.
Yeah, because a lot of times I see it where it's like you can choose where, like, regardless of whether you killed this dude with a dagger or a longsword, you're getting the same XP for the same pool.
Exactly.
Not, okay, you get dagger XP, you know, or...
So basically, the way you don't get XP for killing monsters.
Okay.
You don't get experience for completing quests. Or
wow.
You get experience, actual, like, character experience for doing almost anything in the game.
Wow, that's super interesting.
And you can max out every skill.
There's just no limit to the amount of XP that you can earn?
Well, there used to be.
Oh?
Because what happens once all your skills are 100?
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Then you can't gain experience anymore.
Uh-huh.
So your character is stuck at whatever level that was.
Yeah.
So you're capped.
Yeah.
Skyrim, they were like, but what if?
What if we just let them...
What if we allowed someone to legendary their stat?
What does that mean?
That means you take a skill that you've gotten up to 100, you go back down to 1.
Oh.
And you get every point that you put into that tree refunded. So you can either put them into other points, like other skill trees, or you can re-get your skill up from 0 and put all those points back into the tree.
Interesting. So I guess, is there any benefit? Just, like, you can assign it to other places if you want? Or, like, because when you said legendary, I was like, it would be really fun to do a playthrough that was just One Punch Man. Where you just kept leveling.
There is an unarmed skill.
You just kept leveling the unarmed skill over and over again. And because when you said legendary, and I thought, oh, you can go past 100. So it just keeps doing more and more damage to the point where you can just one-shot a dragon by punching it.
So the benefit was, originally you wouldn't have enough talent points or level points to get every perk.
Okay.
You can now.
Okay.
So you can get every perk in every skill.
Okay.
And also, every time you level, you get to choose magicka, stamina, or health.
Okay.
Also, yeah, going back to the renaming things, it's not magic.
It's magicka.
It's magicka.
And that's magicka.
So funny. You know, like, it's so funny because it's just magic. Like, it's mana.
No,
but it's called magicka.
It's magicka.
It's magicka.
It's
and that's
not
magicka.
just magic. It's not just magic.
Not
Respect
just magic.
magicka.
Respect your magicka.
Like, that sounds way more interesting than magic to me for some reason. Add just a little spicy A at the bottom of that.
Also funny, there were voice actors way back when that had to do this shit. So funny because they're like, your magicka points will regenerate, and others were like, your magicka points will regenerate. Because no one understood what they were supposed to be saying, so different NPCs would pronounce it differently.
Oh, can we please do this really quickly? Really, this is totally off bar, but really quickly, can each of us, like, top of our head, come up with an NPC voice, and then spit the line. You time to use your magicka points.
It's time to use your magicka points! I thought you were fully just stepping up to step away.
Goodbye, I'm walking away.
I'm done. This is the peak. This is as good as it's ever gonna get. We're done.
Okay, hold on. I gotta get in the zone. What are we saying again?
You have to use your magicka points. Or magicka points. However you want to pronounce the magicka.
You have to use your magicka points. Well, there you go. We're voice actors now.
Yeah, voice actors.
This is our audition to voice act for your projects.
For your next Elder Scrolls video game. Yep.
So dumb.
So the neat thing was, it wasn't just combat either.
Okay.
So one-handed, weapons and stuff like that. Yes. Also magic.
Magicka.
So, the schools were different. You
Yeah.
had illusion.
Okay.
You had conjuration.
Very fun.
Destruction.
Love it.
Like restoration.
Ooh.
So all of these were different schools of magic that you could train in and eventually get points, but you had to cast the spells to get the effect.
So which school of magic did you focus on?
Conjuration.
Okay. That makes summoners?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes, yep.
Yeah.
I could have called
Just
that.
summoning minions to get in the way? Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
One of the final points you could get was able to summon 2 at once.
Mm.
So I could have 2 minions. But it starts out really common, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, as you go up, you can take different trees. Like, you can go necromancy
Uh-huh.
instead. Or you can, go
That's
more of
fun.
an elemental route where it's like, I want to summon fire astronauts and I want to summon frost astronauts and et cetera, et cetera.
Uh-huh.
Or I want to summon undead thralls over here to go do my bidding. So summoning was great.
Oh,
Loved
yeah.
summoning.
And I have to say this for the podcast listeners. This man sitting in front of me that I love to death and am doing this podcast with, I have witnessed spend 45 minutes cheesing a boss from a ledge with a bow and arrow that could not reach him. And so he's going to take whatever build where he doesn't have to do it.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're right, because you put me on that, and now I'm the cheeser.
Well, something you're going to discover in the gaming community is nobody wants to be a tank.
No.
Nobody wants to be the meat shield.
I feel like it's pretty common for people to be like, yeah, we're just going to sit over in the corner and just shoot them with an arrow.
And because the funniest part is, no one gives the tank credit. No one gives the healer credit. You know who's getting the most credit? The guy who's over there blowing the boss away with crap tons of damage.
Yeah.
That's who everybody's like, whoa, great job. And then you get into playing like World of Warcraft. And if you are a tank, because there's things called dungeon queues. So if you're a DPS, your wait time is roughly an hour to 2 hours long.
For those of us who are like me and have no clue what DPS stands for.
Damage per second.
Okay, thank you so much.
How much damage you can put out per second.
Thank you so much. I didn't know that for the longest time. So I was like, what language are you speaking?
If you're a damage dealing class,
okay.
your wait time in the dungeon finder is like 2 hours.
Yeah, because everybody's playing a damage dealer.
If you are a healer, it's anywhere from 30 minutes to 5 minutes. If you're a tank, you don't have a queue. The second you queue up as a tank, you found a group. Because nobody wants to be the tank. So they're in such short supply that if you're playing a tank, it's as quickly as you want to do it, baby. Because nobody's doing it.
Is there such thing as a tank build for something like Skyrim? Because you're not playing with people on Skyrim, right? It's just you?
Yeah, so there kind of is, right? Because it's more of a survivability build.
Okay.
So most people go with like a stealth archer build for, Morrowind, Skyrim, that kind of game. Because the amount of damage you can do is absurd. So it's just like stealth. They don't see me. Headshot. They're gone. And then and it's funny because the NPCs in the Elder Scrolls are known for being dumb. When it comes to this,
I've seen memes about it.
Yeah, so you'll see like these 2 bandits, right? And they're just talking, and they'll be like, "Gosh, the nights sure are cold here in these ruins." And then one of their buddies just you see the arrow come in through the head, and the guy just falls dead. And then the guy kind of like looks around, huh? Must have been the wind. And then he'll just go back to doing his normal thing. The body's just fully sitting there in front of him, but he's like, must have been the wind.
Must have been the wind.
Like, that's an actual line from the game.
That's so dumb. The wind must have killed my bestie.
Yeah, I guess. Freaking yes.
So funny.
Or sometimes they'll be like, "Where are you, Shadow?" But that's it. If you have a high enough stealth skill, they're not trying to find ya.
Right? They're just like, there's something out there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go walk away now.
Or if you're really good with illusion magic, you just cast invisibility.
That's always a good option, too.
Just typical, casual, fun stuff. But, are you ready? Because those are the only skills that you can level up.
Oh? Cooking?
Are you looking for more of a cozy feel?
Cooking.
Have you always wanted to be the local blacksmith in your town? You can do that.
That's fun.
And you can level up your blacksmithing as long as you have materials. Now, here's the cool part, right? Blacksmithing does not require you to go out and kill anything.
Yeah.
You just, if you have enough materials sitting back at your home or on you, you can just craft and get it fully maxed out. There's different paths that you can take as a blacksmith too. So you can get like elven armor crafting, orcish armor crafting. You can make dragon bone weapons and armor. You can make dragon scale weapons and armor. So maybe that's not your idea. You know, maybe that seems like a lot to you. But maybe you've always wanted to live out your cozy potion craft life and gather herbs from your herb garden and build like...
Yeah, that's what I would be making an herb garden. I would be brewing potions, cooking food, and wooing maidens.
Now, they did add cooking, but it's not a skill. But you can cook your own meals.
Give me a skill. So the way that I enjoy cooking mechanics in games is to have the most complicated, not easy to use cooking system with interesting gameplay. So like the game we're playing now, you have to grow the wheat, and then you have to turn the wheat into the flour, then you have to turn the flour into the dough, then you have to turn the dough into a pie crust. And I'm like, I love it.
Now, maybe you want something in between.
Okay.
Maybe, you get kind of bored sitting at home all the time crafting, and you want something to spice things up.
Uh-huh.
Well, now we get into the other thing that makes the Elder Scrolls universe unique.
Okay.
And I've never seen it replicated.
Oh?
It's their enchanting system.
Okay.
Now, in normal games, like even, let's take D&D.
Uh-huh.
You have Residium. You put Residium in the weapon. You put the runes or whatever you're putting on it, etch it in. Here's your fire sword.
Yeah.
Nah, that's too basic.
Oh, okay.
That's way too basic. So in the Elder Scrolls, you enchant items with the souls of your enemies. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
That's literally the best thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
So, if you kill something with a soul drinker weapon, and you have the appropriate soul gem on you, they go from, I want to say, petty all the way to grand. You can steal the soul of the thing that you killed and put it in this crystal.
Oh my god!
You can then take that crystal and an item of your choosing that is not enchanted to an enchanting table.
Okay.
And you can craft your own item. You learn new enchanting recipes by disenchanting other magical items that you find.
Okay.
So if you find, like, let's say a helmet, and that helmet has the water-breathing enchantment on it, you destroy that helmet, boom. You can now enchant any helmet you want with water breathing.
That's so good.
You find a sword that sets people on fire when you hit them. Disenchant it, there you go.
Can you stack enchantments?
If you get high enough in enchanting, you can enchant something with 2 enchantments.
That's incredible.
You want a ring that turns you invisible? How about a ring that restores your health?
That's so fun. Because that really is the best of both worlds, because by killing things, you're getting the supplies you need to enchant.
Mm-hmm. Now, let's talk about the other thing that makes enchanting kind of different, right? It's that enchantments on, like, weapons and stuff have a charge value.
Okay.
So, let's say I have a flame sword. I hit you with that flame sword. It loses charge.
Okay.
And I have to spend souls from soul stones to regenerate it.
Okay.
So eventually I'm going to have to keep doing that to all the weapons that I've used because they'll run out. The better the enchantment and the more of them you have on the weapon, the faster it runs down.
Fair.
Obviously, petty souls give you a little bit of enchantment back or enchant your, thing a little bit. Now, there are grand soul gems, which will store the soul of a large creature or something crazy that you're murdering, right? Well, you might be asking yourself, what counts as that?
Yeah.
And that's very dependent on what you're killing, but never counts for humans.
Okay.
Because humans are always a grand soul.
Interesting. Is there a reason why?
It's just because, like, the life force and the sentience of a human, it's kind of like you're storing the possibility of what they could have become.
Interesting.
Into a gem.
Because not every race, not everything is going to be, like, sentient.
Yeah,
like
if you kill, like, a spider.
Yeah.
Or a skeever, which is a rat. Petty souls. You know, like, they're not going to live very long. They're not too crazy. You kill a lich. Well, that's a lot. Yeah. That's a grand soul gem right there.
Yeah.
Now, if you do not have the appropriate soul gem, let's say I kill a skeever, but all I had was common soul gems, not any petties.
Yeah.
It will fill my common soul gem with a petty soul.
But does it have to be lower than what it is?
Has to be lower.
That makes sense.
So you can end up accidentally wasting your soul gems if you're not paying enough attention.
Ooh. So, like, don't kill something if you don't have the right gems for it.
Exactly. With a soul drinker weapon.
Very interesting.
Yeah, so it's the bigger the soul gem that you use, the more powerful the enchantment. So if I use a petty soul, I can use a petty soul gem to make a fire enchantment on a weapon. Yeah. But it's not going to do that much damage. If I use a grand soul to put that on there, well, that's going to pack some punch.
She's going to be spicy.
And just like anything else, you can level up your enchanting.
And so the soul gems you use to do you have to, like, combine a bunch of them? Because I can imagine that you'd probably be able to get a bunch of soul gems.
Yeah, so you generally get soul gems by buying them. You can't make them, unfortunately. You can find them while mining.
Okay.
And, like, gathering resources. You can find them in lairs of monsters, you know, lots of stuff like that. Most of the time, the best way to do it is just buying them. Yeah. Because you can find merchants in certain cities that just sell a bunch of them. Necromancers love them, obviously.
And I guess, like, you would just switch them out when you want to do different things, depending on what the gem does.
Well, the soul gem is consumed upon enchanting. So once I've made a fire sword, that soul gem's gone, but now I have a permanent fire sword.
Gotcha.
It'll eventually run out of charge, and I'll have to recharge it.
With a new soul gem?
With a new soul gem.
Okay.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Which, however many I have, right? Like, if it's like, okay, petty, here you go, that'll enchant it, get it going. Or here's a common. A lot of people use their common soul gems for that, where it's just like, this will keep my enchantments going.
Can you sell your enchanted weapons to get extra gold?
Yes.
Nice.
That's one of the best ways to get money in the game, is to craft, like, really good weapons or armor, enchant them with a really expensive enchantment, and then just huck it. Now, you can also get something called black soul gems.
Oh.
Black soul gems are the only soul gem in the game that can store the soul of a human. Normal soul gems can't do it.
Okay.
Because it's kind of considered, like, crazy.
Bad. Because that's like a taboo. The person who came up with soul gems, it's like, ooh.
Yeah, that's crazy. So you get this item. It's a Daedric artifact called Azura's Star.
Okay.
And you can corrupt it if you want to.
Oh.
And turn it into a black soul gem.
Ooh.
It's the only soul gem in the game that's reusable.
Okay.
So you can use it to enchant something, and then it uses up that soul, but doesn't use up the gem. So then you can refill it.
Okay.
The new soul.
That's really good.
And almost everybody always says to get the black version, because then you can just go kill a random peasant if you want to and get a grand soul, which is super easy. Or, you know, you get the regular version where it can still hold up to a grand soul, but you can't hold the, you know, soul of a human, so humanoid. So it's not as valuable.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's enchanting, blacksmithing. There is so much just for crafting. I love to get my blacksmithing up and my enchanting up. Alchemy, if you get it high enough, you can make just absurdly powerful potions.
Right.
I like making carrying capacity potions because it increases just the weight you can carry. Yeah. Before your character is over encumbered.
Fair. And you are a little hoarder.
I am a loot gremlin.
Even maxed out, I'm sure you still had times you were overweight.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So that covers enchanting weapons, how you level, how it goes. Like, and almost all of the Elder Scrolls have that. Yeah. Now it has changed. Because back in, like, Morrowind, you had something called acrobatics. Yeah. Acrobatics was every time you jump,
Uh-huh.
you're gaining acrobatics XP.
That's so you people just jump around in circles. That's so funny.
And since that's how your character leveled, you could do literally nothing but that.
You just jump to every location.
And if your acrobatics got high enough, it increased your jump height.
That's so good.
And how far you could fall without hurting yourself.
Ooh, also really good.
This does bring me to a really fun story for Morrowind. Which the second because the way Morrowind starts is you're on a ship and you're basically being released as a prisoner. So like, you've served your time, you're getting out.
Fair.
And you gotta restart your life over in Morrowind. You get out, you're starting in this little town, there's a bunch of quests you can do, kind of get yourself started off right if you really want to. Find a hidden stump that has 500 gold pieces in it if you're really careful. But anyway, the second you start to leave, you hear screaming.
Oh yeah, that sounds about right.
And it sounds so far off. But there's only 2 roads leaving this town. No one's coming. It's getting closer and closer and closer.
Oh, that's awful.
Closer. And the screaming eventually stops. And a person lands right in front of you. And dies.
Coming from the sky?
He's got on fine clothes. He's got a magic sword that does lightning damage. He's got 5 scrolls of some kind of spell on him. And a journal. If you read the journal, you find out he was a wizard who was working on this transportation spell that was supposed to make it super easy for people to, get from one place to another. Each one of those scrolls increases your acrobatics by, 1,000,000.
What the fuck?
And if you jump with that effect on, you will go so high that you cannot survive the fall and you'll die when you eventually fall.
That's kind of hilarious, though. That's kind of really funny.
Yeah.
That's so good.
But again, what an interesting idea. What a random encounter that was so fun, and I remember it to this day, even though I haven't played Morrowind for going on, probably 12 years now. It's been so long, but it was a great game, super fun, and it had those random moments where you're like, what is going on?
I love a little unhinged chaos. A little what the hell is happening?
It's crazy. And the Elder Scrolls series are great at that. I remember there's this one mission in Skyrim, and it's so fun because remember I told you about the Daedric princes?
Yeah.
They love interfering with mortals. They love it. So there's this one, he's the Daedric prince of debauchery. So he loves partying, revelry, having a good time.
Yeah.
And I think his name is Sanguine something. But anyway, you end up on a quest for this guy. And because you meet this dude in a tavern. He's like, hey, we should have some drinks. And you're like, okay, sure, why not? And he's like, cool. You want to keep, you want to have some more with me? Sure. You black out.
Oh, he drugs you.
And you wake up in a love temple.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's literally a temple to the goddess of love.
Oh, boy.
And the priestesses there are basically like, oh, good, you're finally awake. Get out of here. Gosh, we've been waiting for you to wake up so we didn't have to haul you to the door. You caused so much ruckus and trouble last night. And you're like, huh? What happened? And you have to redo a drunken night and go through the crazy stuff that you were doing. You married a hagraven. You stole something from a giant or something like it's this whole long quest line. And if you finish it, the Daedric, the guy who you were drinking with, comes out and he's like, oh, hey, buddy. We had a crazy night last night, huh? Man, I haven't met somebody who could party like you for a while. Have my staff. And he just gives you this Daedric artifact called the Sanguine's Rose.
What a good name.
And it literally is a giant staff, and at the top there's just one rose that kind of curls around, but it looks like a full giant thorny stem.
That's insane.
It has the ability to make people drunk and charm people.
I want it.
It's super fun. It's great. But that's one example of many of the Daedric artifacts.
Yeah.
So they're super cool. A lot of fun. But like the quests that you do for the Daedric are insane because some of them have no chill at all.
Yeah.
So there's like a god of betrayal.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. And the only way you can get his katana, it's a katana, is by bringing one of your followers, so somebody who trusts you, to a location and sacrificing them on an altar. Then you get his katana. Then for every follower that you kill with it who trusts you and you have following you, it gets stronger.
That's messed up.
Yeah!
That has no chill.
No chill at all. But then again, like I was saying, there's the star. Like the Azura star. That's a Daedric artifact. So some of the Daedric princes are pretty okay. Others not so much.
That's insane.
But like I said, I really enjoyed just the random gameplay and the random encounters. But
I love that. I love a little bit of chaos mixed in.
Something that I kind of find really interesting is something that's not done in a lot of fantasy games. So, like, let's take D&D.
Yeah.
If you're a human, you're a human. That's it. Stat bonuses and all that stuff that you get for being a human is what you get for being a human.
Yeah.
They didn't like that in the Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
So they were like, well, what if you wanted to be, like, let's say, from Africa? Here's the bonuses you get from being an African human.
So they went, like, hardcore on sub-races, basically, where they're like, everybody gets something cool.
Remember how I told you the Nords? They're just humans.
Yeah.
But they look very different than the Imperials, who are just humans. But again, you have different, like, skin tone, you have different etc., but they get different powers and abilities because the Nords were raised in the cold north.
Yeah.
So they have cold resistance.
They're like, I have blubber.
And they have other abilities that come with being a Nord.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Imperials. They get something called the Voice of the Emperor, which they can use once per day, and it's a power that only Nord people get that inspires every ally around you.
Oh, that's cool.
They're like, it's just a bunch. Like, remember I told you the Red Guards really hated the Altmer because they were like, oh, we have to give a bunch of our lands to these guys. This sucks.
Yeah.
All Red Guards are ebony skinned. Every Red Guard you find will be that. Like, even though they are, you know, like Arabian styled, full, like they came right out of Africa. And they have their own unique benefits and abilities. Which is so cool, but it's still a human. It's all just humans, but they give them different racial powers and abilities based off of where they're from.
Yeah.
Which I think that's really cool, because I've never seen another fantasy game do that.
Yeah, it's like, it's okay, like, you're a human, or you're... Does human even have... I guess, because there's some sub-races, right? Because, like, there's gnomes, and then there's the rock gnomes.
Yeah.
And there's...
Yeah, human doesn't have sub-race.
Interesting.
In Dungeons and Dragons, I've never seen human with a sub-race. Now, I think because you can be, like, half-elf.
Yeah.
You can be half-orc.
But still, that doesn't, like... There's not the same nuances of, like, you are this, and they're also individual.
Yeah, like, here's kind of how your people live, and the benefits that they get from the regional places that you have experienced. I think that's really neat.
Yes.
Because they're all technically still humans. But these are Redguard humans. These are Nord humans. These are Imperial humans. The way that they were raised and, like, kind of the way that things have happened to them make them particularly good at certain things.
It feels very realistic to, like, what our world is.
Right? And I think that's so cool because, like, it kind of sucks that when you're playing D&D, it's like, I'm a human. It's like, okay, cool. It's like,
what
can I have something
special?
can I have something that represents my ancestry and kind of where I come from? Nope. Nope, you can't. In Elder Scrolls, it's like, no, you can.
I think it's hard when it comes down to... I love it in, like, a fantasy world where it comes down to, like, a magic sense. I love the idea where you bring magic into it, because I think it becomes hard being, like... If you're from America, you can run faster. You know, like that.
No. If you're from America, you get proficiency in guns.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's exactly what it would be. Yeah. Oh, God. I hate that so much. But that's not accurate.
No, it's not.
Because I really love the idea that it's like the magic is the thing that makes it particular, because physically being a human, you're on a pretty even playing field.
Yeah.
But like having those magic abilities where it's like, this is like, you get these magics from these ancestral homes that you have, and they're each like very cultural, is super cool.
And I loved the resistances again, because it's like, if you're a Nord, you're used to living in extremely cold climates. And so it's the idea of like, oh yeah, like I have actual resistance to your cold spell that's putting ice on my shoulders. It's like, this is a balmy day for me. Whereas the Red Guards are like, I'm used to living where the sun cooks you. So this isn't hot. Like, it's so fun. It's like, that's so cool. I think that's really neat. And the Imperial, like the idea of being around inspiring leaders all the time, because you come from a big city where people are like community and driven and and being able to inspire people with your own words because you come from that culture is so interesting and neat to me. Where it's just like, yeah, all of us are really good at this because we're around it all the time. We live this.
Trait that is passed down. Like, you're not given the birds and the bees. You're given this is how you tell an inspiring speech.
It really is, though.
This is how you inspire people.
It's crazy. I love it. Like the ability, because a lot of people have made that complaint. They've been like, well, you know, like the Elder Scrolls, they have the Khajiit and they have the Argonians and they have orcs and they have all these different elves and stuff. But then they have like 7 or 8 different races who are just human. But it's Nord human, and it's Red Guard human, and it's Imperial, you know. And it's like, I think it's pretty cool that they have that. Don't get me wrong, again, I would love to see more. Right. Because I love more choice and more options.
I think that's the thing that gets me, where it's like, I think that that's super cool, and I think that it's super, like, inclusive, where everybody gets to feel like this is something for me. But I think the problem comes into when you're playing a fantasy game. Part of the fun of playing a fantasy game is not being human.
Yes, that it's not, yeah.
And so then it's like, if you have a bunch of humans to choose from, and then you're like, oh, but like, there's like a very few cool things that are new and interesting, and then I want more focus there. So I get the wanting more focus on, like, it was like the D&D movie when we watched it. Everybody, the biggest complaint was like, why is everybody in their party just look like normal humans?
Or like a dude with fake elf ears.
Exactly, like, show me something cool. Like,
that's fair. And I will say, like, it is interesting because you can either have a bunch of races, or you can have a few that are really well tooled in. Because every time you come up with a new race, you have to come up with a full backstory for that race. You have to come up with why they haven't been included in the canon so far. You have to come up with where they come from, all that fun stuff. And to me, one of the easiest ways to do that, World of Warcraft has been doing that for years. Right? Because almost every expansion they come out with, here's a new race. And here's why you haven't seen them. And here's how they're cool and super unique and fun. And then we're going to spend an entire expansion talking about them to let you know how cool and unique and fun they are.
Right.
But when it comes to things like the Elder Scrolls, when they release a game, a lot of it is like, oh, if you haven't been playing since the first game, you probably don't know this, but it's well established in the first game what Khajiit are. It's well established in this game what this is. And so once you start getting in, you're like, what the heck are Bossamer? Like, what? Like, Altmer? What's an Altmer? And then you're like, oh, okay, this is like a high elf, alright.
You know, I will say that topic made my brain go somewhere. And what I really want to see one day is a game where the backstory of the race is believed to be different by different people of that same race. So, like, for example, like, I want some people to be like, Okay, so before we were here, there was a bunch of dinosaurs, and like a meteor then crashed into the planet, and all the dinosaurs went away. But then through evolution, and then some people who are like, after 7 days, there was a garden.
That's incredible.
I want to see a video, like a game mechanic where people are split, where some people are like, no, this is how we got here. And other people like 1000%, it was the magical bear unicorn god who gave birth to us in a pod.
Well, actually, like you say that,
Uh-huh.
it's pretty canonical that that's how a lot of the races in the Elder Scrolls believe stuff happened.
Oh, really?
So remember how I told you there's like Talos?
Yeah.
He's the Nordic god, and they have their whole like worship and divinity there. Well, the Khajiit, I found out something interesting. The Beastmen technically were here before anyone else.
Okay.
So it says specifically, before the age of men and Mer, the Beastmen were here. So the Argonians and the Khajiit.
Yeah.
So they're all technically displaced.
Oh, interesting.
All of them just, like, eventually these humans and elves just rolled up and they were like, get off our porch!
See, to me, that feels more of, like, history, not of, like, how was somebody made.
Well, yeah, but
so
that's what I was trying to say, is the Khajiit believe that they have the gods of their own. And those gods actually kind of work semi well with the other gods of men and Mer.
Yeah.
But they're like, it wasn't a dude. What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
They were from the original pack. And so they were all litter mates. And this god was this one, and this god was this one. And then they fought sometimes, and so that's how you got... And so it's really funny because it'll be like... It won't be Talos. But it'll be like Talon, the Razor Claw or something. Original packmate of the other god of the moon and the god of the sea, and, you know, etc., etc. But it was really funny to see how it's like... Oh no, you're technically like, you have the same story, but this guy's like, it wasn't a human. It was a Khajiit. And this guy's like, it wasn't a Khajiit, it was a dragon. And this guy's like, it wasn't a dragon, it was the sun.
That's
like,
hilarious.
So that does kind of technically happen. We haven't gone into religion, but it is something I hopefully maybe we can cover during one of these, as we can talk a little bit about it.
That is very interesting, because it is so true that so many people look at it at a different perspective, and there is no proving which one's right or wrong. But when you go into these fantasy worlds, usually you can prove if it's right or wrong.
Right.
But then again, it's also like, how do people know that that person proving it is actually proving it, you know?
This is such an interesting topic because in our real world, we have so many religions.
Yeah.
But if the Christian God came down tomorrow from on high and was like, sup, these guys were right, and everybody be like, what?
No, hold on. I made dinosaurs first. It was a failed attempt, so we meteored.
Yeah, because there'd be a lot of questions, but then you'd have people being like, what? If you have a world where gods actively intervene in the world of mortals, it's so much hard. Like, how do atheists exist in that world? You know, it's like, God doesn't exist, meanwhile he's right over here. And then there's also
the difference of God being like, yeah, I meant for all that stuff to happen. So evolution did happen, but also it's because of me.
Yeah, because
and then how
I
do you
wanted
meet that middle ground of, like, because that's so hard, because you are right. It's like, in fantasy worlds, gods can be real. Like, they can physically be there, and there is no not proving it. And so it's hard to have that dynamic of, there are people who just straight up, like, don't believe in it at all. And then there's people who, like, fully are in on this.
Yeah, so it's crazy because I see that trope most often in fantasy, where it's like, oh, look at all these different religions, and we worship this guy, which is why Talos makes a lot of sense, because he was just a human.
Yeah.
Like, this is just a dude who basically ascended to godhood. So Talos is the story of an adventurer who made it to level 20.
Literally.
In D&D, where it's like, okay, yep, I did it. I ascended to godhood. I became the actual immortality version of whatever I was representing at the time.
And then with that, even with that same exact story, I see people being like, well, I wasn't there. Like, what do you mean he ascended into godhood? He probably just died. This is probably just folklore. Like,
yeah, this is a bunch of BS.
Maybe there was a dude who was super powerful, but he passed away, and people, like, in their minds elevated him to, like, he just passed on to the other realm, you know? Like, even there, I feel like there's still people who are like, no way, dude.
And it's also really interesting because Nords,
Uh-huh.
right, obviously from Viking culture, we take that from real life. So you have people who are in this wintry, like hellscape, who are all about like fighting, and they're like, yeah, Valhalla kind of stuff, which we have Thor and stuff from that too. But in the Elder Scrolls, Valhalla's also real. So it's literally, if you die a warrior's death, you go here. And you drink in the mead halls of your ancestors, and you meet your father. How do you know that it's real? Because you go there.
I was gonna say, it's like you physically go there, like
physically. Well, and not physically, even technically physically. But remember, I told you like Alduin. He's the world render or the world eater or whatever the heck he's called. I forget. The giant dragon that's coming back from death itself in order to destroy the universe.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. You're like, at one point your character has to go to the afterlife to find him. Because you're like, all right, let's go, you overgrown lizard. And when you get over there, because again, it's very Norse Vikings, there's a whole like area you can go to, and I think you might even be able to talk to the people in the mead hall and stuff and be like, whoa, yeah, this is where we go, and
that's
like
so
this is the
fun.
halls of revelry and stuff. Which ties in very well to the whole, like, Odin and Thor. Yeah. And if you die, the Valkyries will come and drag your soul off to Valhalla, where you'll party until Ragnarok happens. Very much that. But they kind of just took it, and they put it into Elder Scrolls, and they're like, this is Skyrim, baby! So a lot of Norse culture and stuff got put into that. Which was like, it works out really well. The whole frozen north, and again you have like the braided Viking hair and the big beards, and even their armor looks exactly like the stuff from our world.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, where you're like, yep. You're just like with your little checklist at that point, like, and bingo card. Here's your free space.
It's just so easy to throw fantasy into real life, where it's just like, yeah, it's just exactly this thing, but also, here's a dragonborn,
Because it's funny, because we're told that, right? Like, we know about the ancient mythology of Odin and his children, and et cetera, et cetera. That's real in real life. But we have no proof of it. Whereas if they put it in a video game, they could be like, yeah, you want to talk to Odin? Like, you want to, like, throw down with Thor? You can do that. They can actually have representation and like show them those characters, and they can be real, and they can be badasses, and they can go do stuff and kill dragons. Like, you can't do that in real life, because when was the last time someone saw Odin?
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's no proof, and so it's like all you have to like rely on is basically belief until
faith. Yeah,
in faith until proven otherwise. So. It is very interesting having that dynamic in a fantasy world, and having it still be like, yeah, some people believe this, but other people believe this, but other people believe this, but other people just say none of this happened,
Yeah, and it's also really funny because, like, the trope of elven supremacy has been something that I have seen in other fantasy genres as well, where they're like, we're the best, we came before you guys, we're so long-lived, we're so awesome, we're graceful, and we're amazing warriors, and we're the best spellcasters ever. And it's like, shut up. No one cares. It's probably because I'm human. And I'm just like, shut up. But to be fair, again, there's that sense of like, this is kind of keying into some real life things that I don't appreciate. Like, master race superiority. Where did I...
where have I seen this? Ooh.
I've seen this trope before somewhere.
The bad guys. These are the bad ones.
These are the bad ones.
These are the guys we don't like. They're telling us we don't like these people.
Yeah, they're telling us if we're not them, we're less than dirt. Oh no. Like, bad. This is bad.
Is a bad touch.
It's a bad touch. And so you can draw such easy connotations to things like that because it's so obviously prevalent.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, okay, because even to a very lesser extent, look at Lord of the Rings. Look at Legolas's dad.
Yeah.
He's like, they're gonna die, you're gonna still be alive, and you'll mourn their passing, but in the end, they were a breath on the wind, whereas we are the great oak tree of resilience to our people. And it's like, okay, nice flowery way of saying these people that don't live as long as you don't mean crap.
Yep, that's exactly what
Wow, dude, wow.
We are an oak tree. Yeah, you're a bitch tree.
Like, the things that they say sometimes, and you can catch it, because it's that, like, I'm better than you, I'm superior than you, your lives mean less than mine. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Stop it. Stop
it.
Stop.
Bad.
Just get the spray bottle out.
And I almost like it more when there's like a rivalry going on between the races.
Yeah, it's way better if they're like, oh, we all hate each other, and this is because it becomes like the Hatfields and the McCoys.
Yeah, then it's just fighting.
You know, where it's like
we forgot why we did it.
We forgot why we hate each other, but we all hate each other.
Yeah.
It's like a little fun little rivalry.
And somebody asked, they're like, why do we hate each other? And I don't care. Bam. Gets punched in the face.
Everybody but in this, it's like, oh no, this actually just feels a little too real.
Yeah, because it's such a common thing for like elves and dwarves to hate each other in fantasy.
Yeah.
And like, even to the point that there's like such slander that comes out, you're like, this isn't a curse because elves aren't real. But if elves were real, this would be a racial slur. Like,
this feels not good.
This feels not great. Like, it's funny because the first time I heard the word knife ear was actually when I was reading a comic about World of Warcraft.
You say it so casually, and it really does just sound dirty.
It feels, doesn't it? But I saw it in World of Warcraft, and it was a comic that somebody had done, and it was the Horde versus the Alliance, because at that time, Horde couldn't be elves. And so it was like Christmas time, and they had decorated the tree with elf ears. So it was a Horde Christmas tree, and they had decorated it with elf ears from the night elves that they had killed.
That's so bad!
And
that's so dark!
And somebody, I think, even comments on it as like, that's a lot of, like, body parts. And someone says, oh, they're knife ears, it doesn't count. And it's like, that's the whole comic. It's like the whole comic, because it's supposed to be like a shock factor of like, whoa!
The shock factor is shocking.
But that was the first time I heard that word, and I was like, wow. And then I've heard a couple for dwarves, but there's nothing that has stuck out as well as that one for me. Because it's like, dirt eaters or rock lovers, etc., etc.
Where it's like,
does it hit as was like knife ear? Ooh.
That just sounds like that's. Ooh, I mean, it's all bad. Like it's
all bad.
Because whenever you're trying to like put somebody down
because of their race, like, yeah, that's bad.
But like, knife ear is just. Ew, I don't like saying it. I don't. If you're an elf person, I'm so sorry.
Hey, I mained night elves. All right, they were my. When I saw that, it was like, whoa.
You're like, excuse me.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you. But it was crazy how it made me, even just seeing that because I made night elves, it was like, oh, those horde scum, and I'm like, wait, now I'm doing it. Hold on. Now this is breeding more racial prejudice towards like, and oh, I see how they're doing Horde versus Alliance. They're really making me mad now. Like they're making me mad. Like they're making me mad at all the Horde players. And even in World of Warcraft, there's like Alliance dogs, Horde filth. Like that's a pretty common thing to be thrown around super regularly. And that's not even a racial one. That's just because you were in this faction. So F you, dude.
Shit.
So absolutely insane. Super fun. But I think that's everything that I wanted to cover for this episode. These episodes are going to go a little bit longer because we are only going to be doing about 3 of them before we start our next mini-series. So there's going to be 2 more of these afterwards. Haven't quite decided, but I would love to go into some crazy religion stuff for the Elder Scrolls series because it gets nuts.
This entire series is going to be a trigger warning, and that's not the first time we've said that on this page.
No. No, it's not, because that's a problem. Like, anytime you get into, like, oh, there's racial connotations here. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's religion. Oh, okay. Oh, religious persecution? Oh, no.
Stop making my video games like real life, kid. Stop it right fucking now. Stop it right now. Video games are escapism, not this shit. Put it away.
Put it away. So
that's
yes.
for the cozy gamers out there.
And that's for the cozy gamers. But, you know, as a longtime fan of the Elder Scrolls series, I have played 3 of the games, so I'm not going to say I'm a super fan, but I have put in hundreds and hundreds of hours into these games. They are super fun, and they hold a special place in my heart. But, again, if you're a bigger super fan than me, at me in the comments. Do it. Let me know what I've done wrong or what I got wrong. And until then, everybody, we'll see you again next time. Goodbye, merry travelers!